My name is Devin. I'm 23 years old. I am a catechumen at St. Abel-Tasos Orthodox Church. I found Orthodoxy due to being exposed to Christianity throughout my life. I was a Protestant. My parents were Protestant. We went to church almost every Sunday. Then we kind of fell out, maybe around 8 to 10 years old, around that age. And didn't really go to church very often, but we definitely, my parents were still religious, and we prayed over our food, the normal stuff, right? But it wasn't like I had like a church home or anything like that at that point. And throughout that time, I started to really fall out of Christianity whenever, in general, just because my parents weren't going to church and I wasn't going to church, and I wasn't feel like I was spiritually fed, so I was kind of on my own in that regard. Nothing against anybody in my family, but that's just the way that it went. And throughout that time, maybe around all the way up until I was 20 years old, I really wasn't interested in Christianity very much. Almost became atheist at some points. I always believed there was a God, but I had that inkling, just wasn't really pushing for it. And then at one point, I was talking to my friend Brandon, and he started to get back into Christianity, and he found this, this thing called Orthodoxy, and I was like, what the heck is that? I've only heard about Catholicism, I've only heard about Protestantism. And at this time, I started to, get a little bit back into Christianity as well with him, and I was going to a Protestant church, Southern Baptist church. And I just wasn't feeling spiritually fed in that regard, due to it just being kind of it felt like a mega church, it felt like a church where just tithes and offerings was the only thing that really mattered, was butts in the seats. And then whenever he mentioned Orthodoxy and how it was not similar to Catholicism, but it had a lot of traditions like Catholicism tries to, say it does. And I was kind of curious about that. So I started to read, he started telling me about the church fathers, and I started reading the church fathers. And during that time, I decided that I would like to go to an Orthodox liturgy. And really having no idea what Orthodox liturgy was like or anything, because I only had read the church fathers, that's pretty much it. And I was like, I want to see how they worshiped or whatever. And we went to St. John's, it's St. George's in Orlando. It's an Antiochian Orthodox church, and we went to liturgy, and me and Brandon, we looked like buffoons because we had no idea what we were doing. We were just kind of standing around, we were sitting whenever we weren't supposed to, and the priest had to constantly tell us to stand up and stuff, and it was really goofy, and I was like, but in that time, though I was a little bit overwhelmed by all the icons and the incense and the prayers and 90 different things going on at one time, I was like, there's a beauty to this. I mean, there's just so much theology and so much depth to it, and I feel like I'm participating in something. I feel like I'm a part of something. I'm not just sitting in a pew and watching someone speak to me from a soapbox. Anyway, I feel like I'm a part of it. I feel like I'm engaging. And we were making the drive out there quite a few times a month, 2 times, 3 times a month, which was about an hour-and-a-half drive. So we started to fall out of it because we were like, oh man, we have work. And then we ended up kind of falling out of that. And then a little bit later, I'd say about a year later, 6 months to a year, somewhere around there, we ended up finding out about this church, St. Abel-Tasos. So we came and attended liturgy, and Father Dimitri greeted us, and it was pretty much a match made in heaven right there.
Very good, thank you.
Yep.